Hello again. All right, I'm in this little circle again because I want to show you our ride that we did during Summer Street's Manhattan. I'm going to press play here on this video. There we go.
Oh, I don't even have to go in the bike lane because this street is closed. But I will anyway. Oh, shoot. Okay.
All right, so I'm on 61st right now. Xerxes is riding with me as well. You might glance peeks of him, but I had the front wheel this time. Okay, so we're on 61st. We're about to turn left onto Summer Streets, which is Park Avenue over here, which is it just blows my mind. But first, watch as I try to get onto Summer Streets. I don't know if that was the smoothest. As you can see, those two are trying to cross the street. So here's the thing. This city closes up certain streets, calls it Summer Streets, does not allow any cars, and allows bikes and pedestrians to just take up all of the lanes. And then there's some spots where they get to cross over, but it's pretty rare. We got to just flow down. And like I said, we're on Park Avenue. This blows my mind that they can shut down Park Avenue and across this Manhattan Summer Streets. There's a bunch of them. This is the Manhattan one. There's been in Queens and in other boroughs. We did one in Queens a couple weeks ago and showed you that. I just said on your left. Anyway, so this one started at 10 a.m. It goes until 3, and it starts at 110th Street, goes all the way downtown. Now, if you don't know Manhattan, imagine 110 streets and then a few more to get to downtown. So it goes like, 110, 109, obviously, then to 321, Houston, and then further down is, I would say, a couple miles, just maybe like 2 all the way down. I could be wrong, but it's not that far from all the way to the tip of Manhattan. So we get that much to ride free of cars. Every once in a while you have to pause so that they can cross this giant, they have to get across in order to get to Jersey, in order to get to Queens, in order to get out of Manhattan. So it's incredible that we can shut down these streets. Also, Park Avenue is usually so anti-bike. There's not a bike lane in most of the areas that I've ridden down Park Avenue. So it's incredible that we can shut them off to cars. Also, like I said, we did the Queens one in Long Island City, right over the bridge to where we started here. So we took the 59th Street Bridge and then got in on 61st and Park. On the other side of the 59th Street Bridge is where the Queens side of Summer Street was, where we filmed. And that was chaos. And this is way more people, way more organized, way more people being aware of, each other. And I think it's because usually these areas are congested. Usually there's a lot of people. Usually New Yorkers have to look around for this kind of stuff. They put rest stops I think a good amount. We didn't stop at any rest stops because we started so late. We just wanted to make sure that we got as far as we could and luxuriate in the openness of the streets as much as possible. The rest stops, I heard someone along the way go, last year's rest stops were better. This time it doesn't seem like they're giving away anything. So we all know why we're there at rest stops. And so this is just an incredible way to experience the city. And like I said, if you're a New Yorker, you don't just get to ride like this on Park Avenue. And we're about to hit, you can see in the distance it says MetLife. We're going to go through that area right there, but through the Helmsley Building. And it's the blue building behind it says MetLife on top of it. But you're going to see, it looks like there's no way through the upcoming buildings. This is an incredible ride, partially because of this area as well. you get to go into this sort of tunnel that usually only cars get to go. There's a lot of congestion there. It's kind of a pain in the butt. And here we get to just glide in and out in a view that you normally don't get to get as a pedestrian, as a bike rider. It's absolutely amazing. So here it is coming up. See, doesn't it look like you're just going to have to turn right or turn left? And it looks like you're going through a tunnel, but you're going through a building. You're underneath a building. Yes, it's a tunnel. Yes, absolutely. But just watch this ride right here. Also, I don't like being behind kids around them, but I try to keep the distance, but you still have to keep up with people behind you. You got to go with the flow. And it gets narrow here. Here we go into this. By the way, I also like that it was on Park Avenue because it's very clear. Park Avenue is one of the few avenues that go both ways, both up and down the city. Look at how this is. I don't know if you could see how steep this is, by the way. It's pretty steep, especially at this angle you're turning. But I'm on an e-bike. It was pretty breezy for me. Look at this person ahead of me killing it. No electricity. Ooh, on a city bike with no electricity. That was, people came up this pretty smooth. And here I'm going to pull over just to see if Xerxes and I are still close to each other. And he came up that incline so quickly. He's right there. You're going to see I take off in just a moment because, and he said that the pavement is so smooth that even on an incline, look how fast I went. And I'm on an e-bike. He wasn't. He was right there behind me. So, and he said the road is so smooth that it actually just helps you flow up an incline. What? That's how rich this area is. That's how rich this building is. That's how rich Helmsley is. So anyway, I was saying Park Avenue in general is one of the few cross streets that go both ways. Like, Fifth Avenue only goes down. Second Avenue goes down. First Avenue goes up. So you kind of get to know the streets just based on how, like, if you're crossing First, which way you're heading because First goes uptown. Anyway, because Park Avenue goes both ways and has a divider in the middle, it was so much less chaotic than the Queens one, where it's just an open road and they're saying, pedestrians to the right, bike riders to the left, but they're also going both ways. This cleared it up. The right side, and you couldn't be on the left without crossing a boundary. The right side is going this way. The left side is flowing that way. The only thing is, and I'm going to say something controversial here about summer streets, and maybe it makes me sound completely ungrateful, and I'm not. I love it. But why do pedestrians get to join? I'm so sorry. I know it's so rude. I could see why runners would want to do it. But pedestrians, you get a sidewalk all year round. You can always, except for this right here, this pedestrians usually can't walk through. But other than that, it's pretty tough to share the road, trying to flow with traffic when, I don't know, you gotta share it. That's, I wanted you to hear that a little bit. They're just talking about, by the way, this isn't the only summer streets. We're having it in Brooklyn, the Bronx. How amazing is that? And so why am I trying to take away from pedestrians? Because like I said, you have the sidewalk. That is an entire lane for you in most of everywhere in the world, let's say. So yeah, if that makes me sound ungrateful, I'm really sorry. Anyway, we're flowing down so quickly that we made it all the way downtown without realizing, we didn't know that we would be able to get all the way down because we started, like I said, pretty late. I had some tummy issues in the morning. So this is 36th that we just crossed. And even though we made it downtown, we made it to Chinatown, we made it to the Brooklyn Bridge where this would go over and into Brooklyn. We made it just as everything was closing down. The camera didn't make it though, because Our camera can't take this heat. It was a beautiful day in terms of what I think is beautiful weather, but our camera is not as interested in the sunshine. So it kind of crapped out right here. And so I'm just going to remind everybody, like, the more buttons you click in front of you, the more close we get to upgrading. So hit the buttons. It's free. Click on links below if you can. If you can. I think you can. Show me that you can. Thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting to you. It really was for me. If you're around New York and you can hit summer streets, do it, even as a pedestrian. Okay, thanks. Bye.